Do-rag wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, friends, and welcome to Earthdate Y2k19.04.30. The fourth month of the new year, how time just simply slips away. And the older you get, the more you notice it. With that in mind, with all the things that could happen to us in our lives, the gamble that we do when we walk out of our doors in the morning, we're all vets in a way, ladies and gentlemen. Get up, walk out that door, never knowing what's going to happen to us. And in this age, this sick, horrific age, this age of a Nazi creep in our White House, the nightmare of getting home dead is more real than ever before. This is in memory of Gilbert, Kaye. She gave her life saving a clergyman. Gilbert, Kaye became the next victim of a potential mass murderer before he was prevented from murdering more. He would have murdered everybody in there. It was during a Shabbat Passover service, the last days of Passover, in a Chabad synagogue somewhere outside of San Diego in Southern California. Ms. Kaye saved the life of the Chabad rabbi who headed this Southern California congregation. A Chabad rabbi, Hasidic, following the teachings of Shner Zalman, the first Lubavitcher rabbi. And they're situated, their central headquarters is at 770 Eastern Parkway in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. By the way, the last Lubavitcher Rebbe was Menachem Mendel Schneerson. He didn't have any sons or whatever, and they do not have a leader, a spiritual leader, as they had during the times that their cult leader lived. Again, Ms. Kaye saved the life of the rabbi who headed the Southern California congregation. He lost a finger, she lost her life. Meanwhile, the Chabad, that's spelled C-H-A-B-A-D, stands for Chochmah, Bina, and Da'at. Wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. This organization supports the Trump Nazi, even though they will never admit it publicly. Trump's son-in-law and daughter attend another Chabad synagogue, this one in Washington, D.C. And if you notice, usually when Trump is having a big meeting or some such event, you can oftentimes see a behatted, bearded, Orthodox Hasidic Jew or more mingling in the crowd. Why these members of my tribe support a Nazi baffles me. It baffles me beyond my understanding. But then my blog is memos from the asylum, so in an asylum, what do you understand but insanity? Some of them seem to believe that Trump is great for Israel, even though these folks should consider caring more for this country for a change since they are U.S. citizens, many of them born here. My Chabad Hasidic friends also share with their fellow religious extremists this drive to turn our country into a handmaid's tale. Trump is only good for Israel because his extremist Christian base want him to be prepared for Armageddon. Read their book of Revelations in the New Testament. Then, in all of this, the midst of all this crap, if this creep had never been made president of our country, never, Kaye would be alive today. She and many others. The religious fanatics who support Trump especially those members of my tribe, will tell you many reasons why they like the fiend Trump. But they won't tell you that more and more Jews have been getting murdered since the Trumpenstuppen assumed the highest office of our land. They won't tell you that. In fact, more and more people, Muslim, LGBTQ, Latino, have been under vicious attack as well, since we allowed a cancerous clown to win the presidency. When a traitor, Daffy Donald, spoke of American carnage at his disgusting inauguration into our lives, he was not promising an end to carnage the way we know it, but only a new, more Hitlerian push, a carnage against those his and his white supremacists wish to exterminate. Put in camps, separate people from families, lose them, destroy, rape, rob, murder. And this time, in our era, a dictator has even fooled clueless Jews of my tribe who refuse to see the ghost of Hitler, even while he spits in our faces. Trump! Trump! Murderer! Scum! Slime! Traitor! Birther! Bastard! I was a teacher for 31 years and learned that I had to model good behavior for my students or find them copying my worst habits. The human race is now in its era of naked ape savagery. That's the evolutionary period we are in now. I name that after Professor Desmond Morris, who wrote the book, The Naked Ape. Not available on Kindle for some reason. Even as one becomes an adult in these naked ape times, we still will copy the behavior, both negative and positive, of a leader. If Trump were a classroom teacher, his students would model all his horrific traits. If we were living beyond our naked ape era, we would grow out of childish, savage behavior and embrace refined and wise qualities. We would not allow depraved leaders to define dignity down as this Trump traitor is now doing to us and to our country and to our entire planet. The creep now running and ruining things and his Trumpist party consider us all nothing but children that they can abuse and manipulate to do their bidding. If we in turn answer their clarion call of hatred with overwhelming rejection, we will go a long way in advancing our species beyond the naked ape savagery that Trump and his Trumpists now enjoy. Lori Gilbert Kaye will not have died in vain if we dedicated ourselves to becoming more refined and more humane in our dealings with ourselves, with our other species, and with our planet. Lori Kaye will not have died in vain if in 2020 we vote to kick the Nazi and his party out of our lives and then dedicate ourselves to building the kind of country and the kind of world Miss Kaye would have been proud to live in.